Hello and welcome to the Summon, the African Summon, where we connect you to Africa and African culture. In today's edition, we'll take you to the Kai village in Meta, in the Mbengui subdivision of the northwest region of Cameroon. And we'll be talking about the African traditional marriage process as it obtains among the Kai and Meta people. And we have the Mafo of Kai with us, and she is Mafo Patricia Akam Kwamo. Welcome, Mafo.
Thank you, Marilyn.
And Mafo will be talking to us about a very important subject, the African traditional marriage as it obtains in her village. And before we get into this beautiful topic, Mafo, could you help us understand who's the Mafo of the village?
The Mafo is the mother of the fawn, the mother of the palace, the mother of the village, the custodian of the traditional values of the village. She is the fawn in taking measured decisions in the palace and in the village.
That just makes you the perfect person to be able to help us understand how the traditional marriage process obtains among the Kai people. Now, please help us understand, when a man and a woman have a plan of getting married, what do they do? How does the process work? How do they go about introducing the subject?
Yeah, Marilyn, when a man and a girl meet and they have intention of coming together, the first thing the man has to do is to inform his family. He will inform one person of the family who will take the subject to the others, like to his parents, so that a background check should be done about the girl to check whether the girl's family is a nice family, is a loving and giving family, whether they have killing, they have history of killing, they have history of theft, but it's actually a background check. When this is done, this can be done through simple conversations in the market or going to the farm to do their palm wine tapping or going for hunting. After this is done, if the background check is done and the family is okay with it, now they will tell the boy that it's okay. That is something that we can go after. The girl, on the other hand, will also inform a special lady in their family who will tell her own parents, biological parents, that she's like that, she wants to get married to this family. They'll also do a background check on the boy. After the background check is done, then they will now agree on a day to go do the coming to know the family. But this background check, usually in our tradition, is to make sure that your daughter or son is not falling in the hands of a family that will not be a loving family, a family that is full of greed. Both families want to have a family, because since marriage is something not for the two man and woman, it's a family reunion.
Okay, Mafo, so if I understand, why would the lady not tell her mother or her father directly? Why would she have to go through somebody to tell them?
She can actually tell the father, but usually in marriage, traditionally in my village, the mother, the direct mother and the father do not have any say. The uncles have a say.
Wonderful, nice to know. And then, okay, so they've done their background check and they are all in agreement. What happens?
Now they plan for get to know the family. The boy's family will go ask for a request for a day to go present themselves, just to know. They just sit down and talk. They don't talk about, okay, this is what we want. It's in that meeting to get to know that the girl's family will tell the boy's family when they can come for the knock door, if they are ready. And if they are ready for the knock door, then they tell them the things to bring for the knock door, official knock door.
So when the man comes, the boy goes by himself to see this family, or who goes with him?
He has to go with his parents. No parent in Kai will give their daughter to a young man. In my case, when my husband came, he's from Bamleke, the first time I went with him, and my father asked him, young man, do you have a father? He said, yes. Do you have your uncles? He said, yes. He said, okay. It will be good for you to bring them. Okay, I can't give my daughter to you. You are too young. It's believed that you give your daughter to the family, not just to the man.
Wow, wonderful. So the family meets the in-laws to be, and after this meeting, how do they determine when next to meet? What happens?
It depends usually on the boy's family. If the boy's family is ready, they will say, please, can we come in 2 weeks? This procedure usually will take place maybe in 6 weeks if the boy's family is ready. If the family is ready, they'll say, okay, we'll wait for you in 2 weeks. Then they choose a date, and they make sure they don't choose a day that is a traditional country Sunday in the village, because those are not good days to do occasions in the village. They choose a day that they call it's a blessed day.
All right, so now that's the blessed day for them to come and do the knock door, I take it.
The knock door, yes.
Okay, so tell us what happens at the knock door ceremony, and what's the knock door ceremony?
The knock door ceremony is the day that the family comes to identify and tell the family what type of woman they want from their compound. So usually they use different slogans to talk about what they need. Sometimes they say they want a beautiful flower, an organic flower. When they say they want a flower, okay, the family will say, okay, they go and take some beautiful flowers and come and give them. They say no. Some will say they are hungry, so they came there because they wanted to eat. They give them food. Then they will say, okay, now you've given us food to eat today, but we want tomorrow we'll still be hungry. So we want somebody who will come and be cooking our own food. Some would say they want by the plantain. They've been seeing some plantain in this compound, and that plantain is so good, they want it to go and the sucker to go and plant in their own compound. Or they want the beautiful chickens that they see in your yard. They want one to go and put so they can multiply in their compound. So after saying that, the family will say, okay, we have many chickens here. So they'll take their girls now, dress them, disguise them to come and present to the boys' family. They will pass one after the other until they get to the one that they want. When they get to the one that they don't want, they give an envelope. And they will say, no, this one is really beautiful, but that's not what we want. When they get to their own, that is when now the father will say, okay. Then the family of the boy will get up and start dancing with joy. They will be dancing.
They found their wife.
Found their wife. I don't find my wife. Don't find my wife. They'll be dancing.
Okay, so so at this ceremony, once they found the wife, what happens? Do they just leave, or is there anything how do they get ready for the next step, and what happens?
No, they cut the knockdown mimbo. The 5 liter of white palm wine that they brought will be opened now. They open the palm wine, they put in the traditional cup. The father of the girl will do that. But the father of the girl is not the one presiding that ceremony. It's the brother who is presiding the ceremony, or some other person in the family. But the father will be the one to put that drink in the cup and give the girl to go give to the man that wants to get married to her. That is even when the family is seeing the boy, the actual boy, man, that is marrying their daughter.
Okay.
You
so,
drink.
Go ahead, Mafo.
The boy will take the cup, drink, and give it to the girl to drink, then give the cup back to the girl's father with a token of 25,000.
And so that's still not the marriage. That's just the introduction. That's just the formal, we found our wife. We've identified the person we want to marry in your family, and she has also consented she wants to marry us. And now it's official. We all know who wants to do what here. And so please help us understand. So what happens after this? What do the two parties have to do, and how does it proceed to marriage?
After that, now they eat and rejoice, then they discuss, okay, now when do we come officially to pay the dowry? The parents of the girl will say, as soon as you are ready. They have prepared their list already of the people the family has to see. Written list, put in an envelope. So, okay, this is the list. They hand them the list and would advise them to see the different uncles and aunties. The people they have to see will be on the list. What they are giving, the food they have to bring that day of the traditional celebration. Then they agree on the date, then they will go and get themselves ready to come. Some people make it easier. They can bring all the uncles, the grandparents, and the aunts together on the same day of the celebration so that the family will see them there. But this process of sending them to go see the uncles, the grandparents, and the aunties, and the brothers is a process that is considered, bonding the family together. Tomorrow, say, no, I did not know this your uncle, I did not know this your cousin, I did not know this your grandpa, because I never saw them during the marriage. Now you know that I'm from the family, this is how my people are. You not say they are poor, or you not say, make comments about.
So they send the man to their homes to go see them where they are so that he gets to know who is who in the family all the way right to their homes. So he can't say he doesn't know them. Wow, that is beautiful. And then is all of this supposed to be done at the same time, or can some of it, what if they cannot afford to go see all those people? Must they see all of them before the marriage takes place?
It is important to see the maximum you can, because the dowry on a woman in our tradition never ends. The dowry is a continuous process. Dowry is given after 10 years. You continue to give. When your father-in-law asks for zinc, it's part of the dowry. When your father-in-law is sick, you take him to the hospital, it's part of the dowry. When your mother-in-law wants some hoe and some tools for the farm, it's still part of the dowry. So dowry on the woman never ends.
Okay, but so what they are giving at that point is just symbolic. It's important to go do that still. And so take us through the knockdown. Now we're going to the traditional marriage. How does that? How do we get there?
The traditional marriage now, after they leave from there, they will agree, or the man will go, then call them later, send somebody to go and arrange for a date that the traditional marriage is going to take place. When the both families agree, the boy's family will cook some food, and the family of the girl will cook food, and they both come there together. Now they already know who and who is getting married. It's just a celebration now. The most important thing in the Kai tradition is that girl needs to have her blessing that day from the family. And that blessing is done through either camwood or palm oil. But usually palm oil is what is available with us in the village, because that's what is in the village. She will sit on a comfortable, nice chair with her traditional fiber skirt, and they put the palm oil all over her. And then the father will say, okay, we have sent you. You can go. The family of the boy will come now and hold her, and they're happy. Then they send her out. As soon as he jumps the door to go out, she's married, she's already gone. The marriage is effective. Now she's not going alone just with her husband's people. She goes with her sisters, her brothers, aunties. Those who can go, they'll go to see her off. It's a whole process. They will be singing, and they make a lot of good sounds to make the occasion good. and they will also get some money out of it. Some even have some little chicks that they will give them to go back to it. They keep small chickens and give them to come back after they go and see off the girl.
Okay, so the family goes with them and they're singing on the way, and the in-laws who are taking their sister, showering them with money and with gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is beautiful. So Mama, tell me, when this traditional marriage takes place, if the man and the woman are not from the same tribe, they are not both of Kai, what traditional process obtains? From what I understand, there may be a different practice in the man's tribe or in the woman's tribe. Say he's not even from Cameroon, or he's from another part of Cameroon. What what traditional form of marriage would obtain?
Merely, somebody's coming to marry your daughter. We'll marry your daughter according to your tradition, like tell the person will come and marry our Kai daughter according to our Kai tradition. Whether the man is from Asia, is from France, or from Holland, we'll do the same tradition. We have other daughters that are married to some white people, and they love it. They love that traditional part. They enjoy it.
Oh, wonderful.
Especially the part of identifying the girl.
So from what I understand, sometimes there's a confusion about when does someone really get married. A lot of people are now Christians. They'll do the traditional marriage, they'll do the civil marriage, and then they do the church ceremony. Now, okay, unless we go to church, we're not married. Tell me, what do you think is when this ceremony, you said that the woman is married at the traditional process. Help us understand, is that when she gets married according to her people, or is it when she goes to court or goes to church?
The woman is officially married the day the traditional dowry is paid and she is sent to her husband. So she gets out that door from their compound. She's she's traditionally married and officially married. Now, civil marriage is just something that they do because of, the government. But to us, traditional marriage is the first important marriage for any family.
And it's interesting that you say that, because even scripture says that a man will leave his father and mother and will unite with his wife, and the two will become one. It really, it's nice to go for a prayer, but that does not make you married. What makes you married is the fact that you left your father and mother and that the families agreed for you to get married. Now, I'd just like to ask this question because a lot of us are in the diaspora, and it might not be easy for us to get back to our villages to have this beautiful ceremony take place. How would you advise people to manage this process where they are? People from Kai, for example.
With modernization now, civilization, communication, there are phones now that are being used. Some people can actually do it on the phone, even if the girl is not there, the traditional part. They'll put the girl on the phone if the girl is overseas or the man too is overseas. Then the two families will do the whole occasion while they are on the phone, and they agree, they have their consent. Sometimes people have tried to use somebody to represent them, but usually it's not the best idea because we believe in our tradition that your luck is being taken by somebody else. You want to take your sister to take your luck, to be representing, put all the things, they put the oil on her, they send her through the door. Meanwhile, you're not the one. And tomorrow that very sister will want to come into your marriage to control everything.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, so how about a subject like divorce? When divorce comes up, how does the tradition regard divorce, and how is it done?
Well, first of all, in Meta tribe in general, marriage There is no divorce in marriage. You married is to go and stay. You don't marry to divorce. That is the first belief we have. Then, in effect, in a situation where actual divorce has to be, it's a whole process, because then you have actually to go back and bring the people back to sit and tell them that all this eating, all this kola nut we shared, all the palm tree we share, the palm wine we shared, we don't need it anymore, which is a very long process. Many families actually don't want to. Our tradition, we rather have you there, stay there. There's nothing that is bad.
So kind of the process is made so detailed and so intimate because it's supposed to unravel it. Some people resolve their problems in the process of trying to divorce.
Trying to divorce.
They find out that the problems they have get resolved in that process instead of the divorce, because they have to go back and tell these people, oh, we want to cancel this, and those people now help them resolve the problems and stuff like that. But what if they insist that, oh no, we still want to divorce? What happens?
Well, they will divorce, but they will still have to come and sit down and divorce. If not, you still remain that the family's wife. Tomorrow, if you are dead, the family comes after their corpse, because my father or nobody want to bury a married woman in their compound.
Wow. So if you have a divorce and you do not go and nullify the traditional marriage, you are regarded in the tribe and the village as still being married to that man. Yeah. Yeah. So what if you marry another person thinking you're divorced? Do your children become, the children to the second marriage become the first man's children? Is he not able to bury you? Your second husband, is he not able to bury you?
He is able to bury you, but traditionally, the man who has to bury, because the diary is still there, you did not divorce him, has the full right and capacity to bury you. Especially if you have children who are radiant, the children will request that their mother be buried where the father is, or the corpse be taken to their father.
Being the Mafo, have you had experiences where this kind of cases have come up and it's been difficult for someone to get buried or divorced? Have you had those kind of cases come up?
We've actually had some cases like that, where a lady got married, divorced, and got married to another man without going tradition, just had their civil marriage, but in the second marriage, they didn't have any child. So the children of the first husband finally said, okay, we want our corpse. But then that other man did not want to leave the corpse. Administration and the traditional rulers and other leaders had to intervene to come to a common ground, where now they had to bury the mother in a neutral ground. Wow. Not the body to any of the two families, just to bring peace. So, our advice usually is for every young girl and young man, when you go into this traditional bond of marriage, just try and stay there, because divorce, it brings a lot of headache on the children and your friends and family around.
And I want to think that they make the marriage process so difficult because they want you to give a second look at what you're doing. And maybe you don't get married if they can find out a reason why you should not marry that person early enough, rather than you go there and tell them that you want to divorce.
You want to divorce.
Wow, Mafo, thank you. You have taught us so much today, and we thank you very much. Thank you for being on our show, for coming, and may you be blessed. May the village be blessed. Take our greetings back to the people, and thank you.
Thank you so much for accepting me on your platform.
Thank you. And that's all we have for this edition. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you get updates, like our video, and share with your loved ones. Until next time, I'm Manondo Akono from the African Summon saying thank you.